Can't believe I'm making this video. How I lost $80,000 on a fix and flip project. So I bought a freehold semi-detached property in downtown Toronto. I bought it off the market, so I was negotiating directly with the seller. I got it in the low 800,000, so stellar deal. Most flippers get expensive private money when they're conducting flips, but because the owner owned this in cash, I was able to negotiate a 93% loan-to-value loan on the property at 3.2%. And this is when rates were north of 5% on the A-lender side. So I was renovating the property, things were going well until the summer of 2023 hit when the market was showing signs of slowing down. We finished renovations right around the fall time in 2023, and this is when the market was very slow. Toronto sales were at 20-year low, so there were not buyers actively looking in the market. For me to break even, I needed to sell the property a little bit over $1 million, around $1,030,000. The renovations were amazing, had no complaints on it, nothing but compliments. Also, even the price, everyone said that it was a reasonable price. I was asking for it. But there are a couple of factors that came into play. One, obviously the very slow market. Two is that there was no parking on this property. Usually it's not a deal breaker, especially if you're buying in downtown Toronto, because most people are commuting anyways. And when you're buying a freehold property for about $1 million in downtown Toronto, usually they're not going to come with parking regardless. Number two, and this was a bigger deal, is that the property was located on a main street. Obviously not ideal, but I did reflect this in my analysis. Properties that were literally a minute or less walk away in a smaller street sell for at $1.4 to $1.6 million. And again, that's less than a minute walk away. However, I did note that properties located on Main Street did take longer to sell. And again, you're likely going to be targeting an entry-level buyer who's looking for a freehold downtown Toronto. In a slow market where buyers can have their pick on what inventory they want, obviously they're not going to choose the one with no parking and on a main street. Lastly, there was no separate basement unit to rent out. Most people who are looking for homes on a main street, no parking, and about $1 million or slightly north of $1 million in downtown Toronto are either first-time home buyers or they are already stretching their budget. I know it's a crazy thing to say, but again, you're buying in prime downtown location. Because they're already stretching their budget, a lot of them wanted some sort of rental offset, meaning they wanted to rent a portion of their house to help cover some of their housing expenses. This property couldn't do that because there was no separate entrance to the basement. It was tough to get a showing during this market, and the feedback that we got was overwhelmingly positive. It was just the property was unique and we needed a very specific buyer for it, and it didn't help when sales were at 20-year lows. I did not hold on to the property or rent it out because I was not going to be cash flow positive. Also, I would have to deal with the headache of getting rid of the tenant when I do sell it. Also, I wouldn't be able to qualify for residential financing on that purchase price. Lesson learned, not all flips go as planned. Make sure to buy a property that's not unique and will sell in any market condition. Hope you can learn from my expensive mistake. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to give me a follow for more real estate content.